Before we continue working on our application, I want to mention something where once the React 17 came out, there's this weird glitch where in some operating systems, the hot reloading doesn't work. Because if you remember from the last video, when I made some changes to the product context, well, they were not displayed right away. I had to refresh the application. And especially as you're working with somewhat big project, it gets annoying really, really fast. And I was searching all over the place, but to tell you honestly, the easiest way how to fix it is revert to the older React version. And that is exactly what I did while I was building. I went back to the older React version. And then once I was done, then I switched back to the 17. Again, it's not going to affect your functionality, just the hot reloading. So let me showcase that where, for example, if I go to product context and if I would want to display it by default, if I'm going to say here true, it should right away hot reload, but it's not doing that. Notice here, of course, now I can see it because that was my old setup. But once I refresh, yeah, I can see that. Then I can see the sidebar. But if I'll switch this back to the false, again, it's not going to hot reload. So every time you make some changes, you would have to refresh, and trust me, it gets really, really annoying. So a better way is if you navigate to README, and notice here I have some notes, and one of them is older React version. So what I would want you to do is just grab these 3 lines of code, so 6, 7, and then 8, like so. And again, this is if you have those issues. If you don't, then of course you can just dismiss this video and continue to the next one. But if you're experiencing the same issues, I strongly suggest following the same steps. So grab these 3 lines of code, then navigate back to the package JSON, and then look for the same ones. So you should have React, React DOM, and React icons. Now notice here how I would want to change the script, correct? So just move this script up. So we have React, React DOM, and then React script. You can remove this one, like so. Copy and paste. Make sure you add a comma so there's no errors. So you can save it right now. But what you'll need to do is stop this server and then delete the node modules. So delete node modules here, move to trash, and then you'll have to repeat the steps where we go with npm install and then npm start. So that is what fixed it for me, where I went back to the older version of React. I completed the project and then I switch back to the latest version. So of course, by the time you're watching this, you'll see in the README also the newer version of React that I included. Just so once you're done, you can switch back and you don't have any issues. So I'm going to pause the video right now because of course the whole install is going to take place, and I'll resume it once we're done, just to showcase that once we're done adding this change, we should get the hot reloading back. And once we have all our dependencies in place, let's test it out. Now I'm going to navigate back to the product context. And again, the whole point was that once I change this one to true, I should have my hot reloading, correct? Where the dev server right away reloads the page and I can see the latest changes. And as you can see, everything works. Again, if you don't have these issues, of course, you don't have to do it. If you do, that's the easiest solution that I found. And honestly, I didn't find any solutions. This is just something that I came up with. And once we have our hot reloading back, now, of course, we can continue with our application.